Amma, okay, Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome back to the Srimad Bhagavatam study. We are discussing the first canto. So very glad to have all of you. We have Gita Mataji joining us. We have Divik joining us. We have Veena Mataji joining us. Thank you so much for joining. So anyone remembers what we discussed in the last session? And those who have joined on YouTube, please say Hare Krishna in the comment section. We will be able to understand that you have joined. Anyone? Do you remember
Prabhuji,
what?
Prabhuji, you described the heart of the characters of the Draupadi, Arjun, and Ashwatthama.
Right, exactly. And, so many nice points came up, right? How Draupadi is so different from Arjuna, and Arjuna is so different from Bhima, and then Krishna and Ashwatthama, all together very different. So the point here is the Srimad Bhagavatam is slowly moving now forward in terms of its story. The first canto, it all began how we discussed in the last 8 sessions about the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then the importance of the first uh, 3 verses, and then we understood how the rishis of Naimisharanya asked the questions, and then gradually, a lot of things have happened. We have discussed so much, and after this, Ashwatthama was punished. Now it is actually the time when Kunti Maharani, is about to pray, because at the end of this previous section, the chapter, uh, you know, Ashwatthama is punished and Yudhishthira is enthroned. He's now the emperor of the whole world, and now Krishna is about to leave to Dvārakā. Okay, and now we will understand some very beautiful prayers of Kunti Maharani, and this might take not just one session, a little more session, because some important aspects, sections of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we need to actually go a little deeper and understand them for our benefit, because we will understand the mood of a devotee, just like we discussed about Draupadi, Ashwatthama, Arjuna, Krishna, Bhima briefly last time. So this time we are going to understand the heart of Kunti Maharani, which is so very important for all of us. In fact, this is one of the prayers that we chant even in the temples, in the ISKCON temple early morning, once in a week. We have a sequence of prayers every morning we chant, and Kunti Maharani's prayers is one of them. So the meaning is so beautiful. So we will take maybe a session or maybe more for this particular prayers. We'll not be able to cover all of them in one session, but today we will begin understanding the prayers of Srimad Kunti Maharani, because it's very, very beautiful. Okay, and we will understand the depth of Kunti Maharani's devotion through all this. So before we begin, let us chant the pranam mantras, and we also have Dishna joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so all of you kindly join your palms. The prayers will be displayed on the screen. So let us begin with the pranam mantras. And this session is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and my beloved spiritual master. Hare Krishna. So kindly join your palms and please chant along with me the pranam mantras. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. Hare Krishna. So, welcome back all of you for today's session. So, last session we discussed Ashwatthama was punished very badly, and then once that was done, uh, Yudhishthira was placed as the emperor of the whole world. Now, once all this was done, Krishna thought, okay, now it's time for me to go to Dvārakā. So, all that I have to do, Dharma Samstapana Acharya. So, Dharma Samstapana is done. So, I think now I need to go to Dvārakā because Dharmaraja will take care of the world. So, he was about to leave, and that is when uh, and this is all happening, after Parikshit was born, by the way. Parikshit was born, and Parikshit was, he's already seen the Lord in the womb of Uttara, and he's born, everything is settled properly, and then Krishna is about to leave. And that is when Krishna was about to go to Dwarka, Kunti Maharani, now she runs to Krishna and then she starts praying. So now please understand, Krishna was always there when Pandavas had all the difficulties. And now in happy times, Krishna is about to leave them and go to Dwarka. Right? Krishna, if you look at Krishna, he was always present with Pandavas in their difficulties. Anytime they face any challenges, Krishna was there with them. Right? Mahabharata, you can recall different things. And any examples you want to give, when Krishna was present in the difficult times? Anyone? Lakshmi Mataji is also joined. Thank you so much for joining. Yes. Do you remember anything where, Pandavas were in difficulty and then Krishna came there to protect them? Any example?
Prabhuji, when he gave the Akshay Patra to Draupadi.
I mean, Draupadi already had Akshay Patra, but then
Uh-huh.
Durvasa Muni had come. And Durvasa Muni thought,
Yes,
okay,
and then,
now, right? So,
yes,
what
when
was
then
the solution?
he ate
Right?
that half grain rice, and then
Just see.
all the
So beautiful.
sages felt that they had eaten their food.
So they didn't even come to the ashram, they just ran away from there. So Krishna just took that little half grain of rice and then all, it was done. So beautifully he protected. Otherwise, Durvasa Muni would have cursed Pandavas, right? And Krishna is saying that, okay, in their Vanvas time, uh, every time, anytime they had issues with the problem, like, this Durvasa Muni's instance, and many such things, he was always present with them. Draupadi, when she was disrobed, he was always there. Nobody came, but he came. So, like that, unlimited, so many amazing examples are there when Krishna was always present in difficult times. And now, when all the difficult times are over, he's going to Dwarka, and Kunti Maharani is, now this is not good. I mean, uh, she's feeling the separation. She's in the mood of separation, and now she's praying, my Lord, please don't go, because whenever you are there, we are always very happy. And now, when you are going away, now this is going to put us in trouble. And let us see these prayers one by one, okay? That way, we will get some mood of understanding this whole thing. So, Hina Mataji, let's begin with you. Can you unmute yourself? Let's chant these prayers of Kunti Maharani. Kunti Uvacha
Kunti Uvacha
Namaste Purusham Tvadyam
Namaste Purusham Tvadyam
Ishwaram Prakate Param
ईश्वरं प्रकृते परम्
Laksham sarvabhutanam
अलक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानां
antarbahiravastitam.
अन्तर्बहिरवस्थितम्.
Can you please also read the translation?
Srimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you, because you are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. Hare Krishna.
See, the very first prayer she's offering, huh? So beautiful. He's saying, I offer my obeisance unto you. Now, this is the first thing that we should learn. Namaste, namaste, also we say, right? So, what is that namaste? Basically, when we do namaste, it is not to the person, but to the Paramatma within the heart of that person. So, we are praying to the Lord when we say namaste. Huh? So, one thing we should always learn every day without any second thought, we should always pay obeisances to the Lord, either at home or in the temple. If you're going to the temple, anyway we do it. But even if you're not going to the temple, at least at home, we should pay namaskara. We should always bow down before. It is very important aspect. All of us should have this quality, this understanding that we should always have, we should pay obeisances to the Lord every day without fail. Now, we all know Sanatan Goswami. You know, they used to pay thousand times. Raghunath Das Goswami, thousand obeisances every day. Just like we chant and we count. Now, these Goswamis, they used to also count the number of obeisances they paid. You know, they were old, but still they used to bow down. And we have seen in Vrindavan, Govardhan Parikrama, 22 kilometers whole parikrama. People they do dandavat pranam and then do parikrama. They don't even walk around. They do parikrama by paying dandavats, and they do dandavats sometimes 28 times, 108 times in one place, and then go to the next, and then go to the next. You know, that kind of tapasya they do. So it is quite huge, very difficult task, but still they do it. So paying obeisances, namaste, very, very important. We have to do this. If not so many times, at least some three times, five times in a day, paying obeisance is very, very important. Then here she's saying namaste purusham tvadyam. Now purushaha means what? See, puru, I mean one of the meanings in Sanskrit, puru means gifts. Purusha. Sha means Shanoti. No, Shanoti means to give. One who gives gifts to his devotees is called Purusha. Purusha means the supreme enjoyer, and also Purusha means one who gives gifts to his devotees. Now, Pandavas were all gifted by what now? You know, full world was gifted to them. Dharmaraja, take this. You are a great devotee. You take this world because you will utilize the resources of the world in the best possible way. Not like, you know, today's leaders. What is happening today with the tariff war and the Ukraine war, the Israel-Gaza war, so many things. Everywhere the exploitation is going on. So Krishna doesn't give gifts to such people. He takes away all the gifts. Now, Purusha also means one who walks behind his devotees, always is behind his devotees. You know, आगे आगे गैया पीछे पीछे ग्वार बीच में मेरो मदन gopal. So Krishna is always there, you know, walking around to look for his devotees. Always there. Purusham Tvadyam. Adyam means what? Adi Purusha. He's not secondary Purusha, tertiary Purusha. He's the Adi Purusha, original Purusha. Hmm? And she's saying this. Why? You know, Kunti Maharani is praying like this. Oh, you are Adi Purusha. Huh? uh, she's acknowledging that you are the supreme personality of Godhead. Now it is very clear when she talks like this, Purusham Tvadyam, you are Adi Purusha, just like Brahmaji has prayed, you are Adi Purusha, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. So here also, when Kunti Maharani is praying, she is not praying looking at Krishna as a nephew, but oh, he is Adi Purusha. So this is a clear distinction here. Although she's aunt, right? Kunti Maharani is the aunt of Krishna. But here she is not praying in that mood. Kunti is not praying like this. She is considering Krishna as the Adi Purusha. So there is a huge difference. She knows the position of Krishna. So she establishes that, okay, whatever I'm going to say from now, it is with the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? So he's always there. Krishna is always behind us. Oh no, Prabhuji, why Krishna? How can you say that Krishna is always behind? He's always with the devotees. He left all the Brajabasis, the Gopis, the Gopas, and he went to Mathura. He was not there. So please understand, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. He is always in Vrindavan. What went to Krishna, I mean Mathura and Dwarka, is Vasudeva Krishna. But Vrindavan Krishna is always in Vrindavan only. That's why even today there is Nitya Leela happening in Vrindavan. So this Krishna who went to Mathura is Vasudeva Krishna. Okay. So Kunti is requesting the same here. She's saying, oh Krishna, you be here with us. Send some other Vasudeva Krishna to Dwaraka, but you be here with us. You don't go. Don't leave us and go. That is her mood actually. Okay. Param. So Krishna, you are beyond all the material laws. We are all subjected by the three modes of material nature, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Constantly, every day, just like the force of gravitation is acting on us right now, the three modes of material nature are right now acting on us. So, Krishna is beyond these three modes. So, that's why she's saying, Param, you are beyond. And because you are Param, you are beyond the three modes, you can do anything. You have the power to do anything because you're not subjected to the three modes. And that's a great power, by the way. Anybody who goes beyond the three modes, he automatically gets a lot of strength. And Krishna is Adi Purusha and is Param. Because he's Param, beyond the three modes, he could actually go get the the son of his guru. Who is the guru of Krishna?
Sandipani Muni Prabhuji.
Sandipani Muni. So Sandipani Muni, after teaching Krishna all the 64 arts, he said, okay, it's time for Guru Dakshina. And what do you want in Guru Dakshina? So, Sandipani Muni said that, my young son died very early and he's gone to Yamaloka. So Krishna says, okay, I'll go to Yamaloka and get him. And actually, Krishna went to Yamaloka and told Amraja, you have taken my teacher's son. How could you do that? And Yamraja prayed and said, my lord, actually, I took him because I wanted to have your darshan. And now I have your darshan. Please take that son of your teacher, Sandipani Muni, and go. So that is how Krishna, bought back the son of Sandipani Muni. Can any Shishya get this kind of Guru Dakshina, can give this kind of Guru Dakshina to teacher? Not possible. Only Krishna can do this. Because he's Param, he's beyond the three modes. So powerful is that. So always understand we have a certain connection with the Lord. Always there is some very deep connection that we have. In South India, if you go, there is this Guru Vayarappan temple. I don't know if Achyutanji is there. Achyutanji is right now in Kerala only. So he will be knowing this. So in Guruvayur temple, in most of the South Indian temples, if you go, you have to actually take off your Angavastra. The top shirt, the men, they have to take off their Angavastra. And you have to wear dhoti there. You cannot simply go. You have to wrap around a dhoti and then enter the temple. Otherwise, not allowed. So once there was a professor, okay, he was a professor of human anatomy, and he had taken his students to this temple. And when they went there and they were asked to take off their Angavastra, the shirt on the top, and wear the dhoti, some students were hesitant and some students were like, okay, unwillingly they just wore it and they went. And some were excited and they just wore and they went as per the rules, okay. And later on when they had darshan and they came back, they had this question, why do we have to do this? Okay, why do we have to take off our Angavastra and then go before the Lord like this? And then this professor gave a very interesting answer, by the way. He said that, the Garbhodakshai Vishnu, we have Garbhodakshai Vishnu, right? From his navel, from his lotus navel, the lotus stem comes out, and that is when the on that lotus flower, Brahmaji is born, right? So navel is there, very powerful. And even now, as per science, the stem cells are very, very powerful, which are there in the navel. You know, the umbilical cord, they have that stem cells, and stem cells are unique in the sense they are so powerful that they can be used to treat any other parts of the body, and they can actually fit into any parts of the any organ of our body. Stem cells, you can do a little research. There are a lot of things there. Okay, they are very basically the stem cells which are there in the umbilical cord in the navel are very, very powerful. They are multipotent cells basically, so they can cure a lot of diseases. So now just imagine we humans have stem cells in the navel, and that itself is so powerful. I mean, it can treat so many things within our own body. So just imagine the navel of the Supreme Lord, all the 14 planetary systems from Patala to Brahmaloka, everything is there in that stem, in that lotus, and Brahmaji is sitting on the top. So everything is so powerful. That navel is so powerful. I mean, look, imagine if stem cells are there. I mean, stem cells, it is much beyond our conception, but stem cells, I'm saying just for us to refer, but otherwise, Lord's navel has so much potency there in the navel itself. So when we go there without Angavastra in front of the Lord, you know, our navel is getting exposed to the Lord's deity. So it is basically praying that, oh my Lord, please protect us. You know, by exposing our navel, we are saying, we are seeking, you have so much power, you have so much of strength. You know, please bless us and protect us. So basically, why the Tanga Vastra is taken, that navel is exposed so that we receive the potency of the Lord. Lord is called Hiranyagarbha. Why that Hiranyagarbha? Because he has that very powerful, uh, lotus-like navel that we will discuss in the upcoming verse that Kunti Maharani is going to say. Antar Bahir Avastitam, both inside and outside, the Lord is present. Kunti Maharani is saying here. So, very powerful. The Lord is there within our heart, inside of us, He's outside of us. He can give mercy from inside, He can give mercy from outside in the form of deity. So, these are all very scientific things, and that is how Krishna has designed this. So, let's go to the next verse. Um, Divik, can you unmute yourself? Let's chant the next verse, okay?
Yes,
Yes, can
Prabhuji.
you see the verse?
Yes, Prabhuji.
मायाजवनिकाचन्नम्
Maya Javanikachanam
अज्ञा अज्ञान अज्ञानोदोक्षजमव्ययम्
Agnya Doksajam Avyayam
न मूढदृशा
Nalakshase Muda Drisha
नटो नाट्यधरो यथा.
Nato Natradaru Yata.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you're eternally irreproachable, factor covered by the curtain of deluding energy. You are invisible to the foolish observer, exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So here it is said that Maya Javanika Channam. Javanika means curtain. Okay, we are all covered by this Maya Javanika, a curtain of Maya, and that's why we are not able to perceive the Lord very clearly. But Lord is eternally irrepressible. It's not so easy to actually go and meet Krishna because the deluding energy Maya is so powerful that it covers us all the time, and that's why we remain Lord remains invisible to all of us. He's not visible to all of us. Okay, so let us try to understand this verse. It is so beautiful. So Krishna is trying to tell us that, you know, many times we get so absorbed in our own little bit of rituals, little bit of our bhakti, that we miss out on the bigger aspects. Most of the time it so happens that we may be doing bhakti, but most of the time it is covered with lot of this maya. Hmm? Externally, we may be wearing dhoti, kurta, nice gopi dress, gopi dots, I don't know what all, and kanti mala, tilak, and everything. But deep within our heart, there is so many other things that is going on. And sometimes we get covered. For example, you all know this very beautiful story of this Brahmanas, ritualistic Brahmanas, who were actually doing big yagnas. And Krishna, along with his friends, goes on a cow herding, and then in the afternoon time, they feel very hungry. And Krishna tells his friends, "Can you please go there to the nearby village and get some prasadam, get some food?" So all of these gopas, they go there, they ask these brahmanas who are so busy with the Vedic rituals, and they ask some food. Krishna has come. They say, "What, Krishna? Forget. We are so busy here. We cannot give you anything. Just go, get lost from here." And they gopas come back and tell Krishna that, "See, this is what they told, what to do." Krishna says, "Don't ask this men. These brahmanas. You go to their wives." So all these friends, they again go there, meet the wives of these brahmanas, and they tell that Krishna has come, and then he's very hungry. Can you please give us some food? Oh, these gopis, they were so excited. The wives of all these brahmanas, they had heard so much of Krishna. And that time there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook, there was no social media. How did they get to know about Krishna? So whenever the fruit vendor comes, the other vendors, vegetable vendor come, from Gokul, Vrindavan, they used to come, and always these ladies, these vendors, they used to talk about Krishna. Oh, he did this, he killed Putana, he killed Shakatasura, he killed that person, lifted the Govardhan, and many things. They always used to talk about Krishna's pastimes, and they had heard all these different stories of Krishna from different vendors, and they got attracted. And when they got to know that, oh, Krishna has come and he's hungry, immediately they took all the food and they ran to Krishna. And these Brahmanas, ritualistic Brahmanas, some of them, they stopped their wives from going. And because they were stopped, some of the wives of these Brahmanas, they could not meet Krishna in that separation. They just left their body, they just died there. And some of them ran to Krishna, they gave nice foodstuffs to Krishna. And then they prayed, "My Lord, now we don't want to go back home there. We just want to be with you." And Krishna said, "No, you have to go back. You have your husband." Husbands also then realize, "Oh, we have done a big mistake." They come to Krishna and pray, "We are very sorry. We were doing yagna for the Yagna Purusha, the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord has come to us and we denied the food. Actually, we are not great devotees. Our wives are great devotees than us because they understood the mood." So why I'm trying to say this, Maya Javani Kachannam. Sometimes the covering, the curtain covers our vision, our spiritual vision, and we don't see even if Krishna comes before us. So that is the problem. So that's why she's saying here that this Maya Javanika, this curtain of Maya, can actually take us away from Krishna. Okay, so here there is some comment. Because our heart is covered with six anarthas, that's why we can't have a true nista in our heart. Right? So this is exactly what is happening. So many anarthas are there in our heart. And because of these anarthas, it is clouded. And we don't see things as they are. And that, unfortunately, covers our vision. Right? So Krishna is also called here as Adokshaja. Adokshaja means he cannot be described by any letters. See, in Sanskrit, there are this Devanagari script, right? It starts from a, it ends to ch. Starts from a, ends with sh. Adokshaja, Adokshaja. So, any letters from a to sh, you cannot describe the Lord. Aksha also means gambling, okay? Akshavidya it is called, Adokshaja. So gambling. Now what is gambling? Gambling means even in the gambling match, Draupadi was saved. Hmm? Avyaya. Avyaya means what? Krishna never disappears from our life. And it's a fact. Huh? He never goes away. You may not see him, but he's always there in our heart. Avyaya means he's always pervading everywhere. He's just ready to be with us all the time. We just need to be aware. Just need to be aware of things. Okay. So let us understand this a little bit more. Now, there's a very beautiful story of Yayati. Uh, Yayati, he is son-in-law of Shukracharya. Okay. and then his son was he had six sons. Yadu was one of the son, and Yayati goes to heaven. Puru was another. Puru, Kuru, Yadu, they were all sons of Yayati. And Yayati had done a lot of charity, and actually he was in heaven. And Indra didn't want him to be all the time there, because he was almost sitting on equal position as Indra in the heavens. So Indra started asking question, who do you think is the most powerful person? Uh, and he said, oh, during my rule, I was a great person. I did a lot of things. Uh, then who is the one who gave a lot of charity? Uh, yeah, they said, I am the one, I am the greatest. I gave so much of charity. And because of my charity only, I am here. What happens is when we self glorify ourselves, immediately we'll be pushed down. So when he glorified himself, Yayati, in front of Indra, and Indra exactly wanted this. So when he glorified himself, Indra immediately pushed him down, started pushing him down to the earthly planets. And then Yayati realized, oh my God, I did such a big problem, mistake. Huh? So we should not glorify ourselves. And what happened is Yayati came down, and his grandson, Pritardhana was doing yagna. And during Yagna, you know, I mean, yeah, he understood, he realized all the problem, what he had done, self glorification. Indra is very insecure all the time. Whenever he feels insecure from anybody, he tries to push them down, and Yayati was pushed down very badly. And Pritardhana, when he was doing Yagna, he tells his grandfather, my lord, you worship Narayana, and if you worship Narayana, you will go to Vaikuntha. Huh? And the best part of Vaikuntha is no matter what happens, you will never come back from Vaikuntha. So Yayati had a doubt. Oh, if I go to Vaikuntha, Krishna may again push me back just like uh, Indra did. But Krishna allows people to Vaikuntha only if they have certain qualities. They have to possess certain qualities. What is that? They should be free from sin. Then only you can go to Vaikuntha. You should be free from all these different types of anarthas, basically. And when you go to Vaikuntha, then there is no old age, there is no death, there is no sorrow, there is no hunger, there is no thirst, and you will be fully Satyakama. Satyakama means you will have the desire for truth. If you have desire for truth, if you are committed to truth, and if you are free from sin, then automatically these qualities will take you to Vaikuntha. So we have to develop these qualities and then go to Vaikuntha from where there is no return again. Otherwise, we'll be pushed back even from the heavens. So why I'm saying this is because Kunti is saying here that you are Avyaya. Krishna always protects us. He's never disappears from our life. Hmm? So now Krishna must be thinking, Are, you are calling yourself foolish. I mean, she saying that I am a very weak person, I don't know any of these things. Huh? But Krishna is saying that you are talking all these things, but you are offering such great prayers. How? Now, that Krishna, when he asked, I mean, he didn't ask by words, but just by the look. Mm, it is all very important to understand that how Kunti Maharani is able to give such high philosophy here. So that she clarifies in the next verse. So Dev, can you unmute yourself? Let's chant the next verse. Oh, we have Krishnanand also joining. Thank you. I mean, we will not be able to join him or ask him to join here. A little difficult. Beyond a certain point, we'll not be able to join. Okay, Dev, you are there?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, wonderful. So let's chant the next verse. Verse number 20. तथा परमहंसानां
तथा परमहंसानां
मुनीनाममलात्मनां
मुनीनाममलात्मनां
योगविधानार्थं
भक्तियोगाविधानार्थं
कथं पश्येम हि स्त्रियः.
कथं पश्येम हि स्त्रियः.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of the advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators, who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? Hare Krishna.
She's taking a very humble position here, okay? She's seeing that you yourself come and propagate all the beautiful signs of devotional service in the hearts of advanced transcendentalists. Who is a transcendentalist? I've always said one who is beyond the three modes is a transcendentalist, right? And mental speculators. So he is completely advanced. And basically, once you get purified, when that purification comes, you will be able to discriminate between matter and spirit. Now she's saying, how can we women know you perfectly? I mean, she's trying to take a very subordinate position here. Now, this is a very humble position and a very humble mood. We should try to understand and try to develop also. Let us understand this. Very beautiful, okay? So, see, for in today's culture and today's modern society, there is no much discrimination between man and woman. There's a lot of equality that is already come. Okay, and sometimes with this new trends, we also see there is a great momentum that is being gained by the feminists. The feminist movement is becoming bigger these days. So, and it is actually a symptom of the Kali Yuga also. Now, some of may here may not like it, but it's a process. It's a progress in Kali Yuga, that how women sometimes may become very powerful. I mean, there is no wrong. They are already very powerful. Please understand. But the position that Kunti Maharani is saying, why is she saying this? I mean, if we understand the mood of Kunti Maharani, then we will be able to understand that how today's these modern trends are so futile. I mean, they are so what to say. The right word would be it is unscientific or inscientific. They are not really scientific in nature. Why? Because they are completely against the psychophysical nature of woman. Okay, so artificially they try to create something and ultimately it collapses. So why she's taking this humble position here? Let us understand. See, Krishna is the ultimate goal. Now she's saying, I'm a woman and I'm a less intelligent. Basically, how can we women understand Muninam, Amalatmanam? They are the great people whom you reveal the great answers, all this knowledge, the science of devotional service. How can we understand you? From the modern context of feminism, if somebody listens to this kind of prayers or sees these kind of lectures, they'll get really very wild. They'll say, how can somebody say that women are less intelligent? In fact, women are scoring much more in the 10th examinations, and they are the toppers in UPSC exams also these days. How can you say they are less intelligent? Right? So we are not talking about this material intelligence here at all. So we will understand this a little later. See, please understand that there is, I have explained this before also, there is sadhya, there is sadhana. Okay, there is sadhya and there is sadhana. So when we consider this sadhya and this sadhana, women are in advantageous position actually. They are much higher than even men. So how this is possible? Yeah, let us understand. In the beginning of Kali Yuga, the great sages, they had a question, a lot of doubts. And they all decided, okay, we have these doubts, whom to ask? Oh, let's go to Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva will clear all this, our doubts. So they all get together and they go to meet Vyasadeva on the banks of Ganga. And then on the banks of Ganga, Vedvyasa is taking dip in the Ganga. And when all these people are there on the banks of Ganga, Vedvyasa takes a dip, comes out, and then see, he says, immediately he calls out, Vedvyasa says, Kali Sadho. And then takes another dip, comes out and says, Yoshita Sadho. Takes a dip, again comes out, he says, Shudra Sadho. So, Kali Sadhu, Yoshita Sadhu, and then Shudra Sadhu. And all these sages who had come there to ask questions and clarify their doubts, they all were very happy. Immediately they said, oh yes, amazing. All our doubts are clarified. So see, so amazing, huh? Even before they asked the question, Vedivyasa could understand what is going on in their mind. Now, what is this actually? Very contrasting. Kali Sadhu. Basically, they had a question that now Kali Yuga is begin, so much problem will be there. How things will happen. But here, Vedvyasa said Kali Sadhu. Out of all the four yugas, Kali Yuga is the best. And then he says Yoshita Sadhu. Yoshita means women. Out of gender, men and women, Yoshita Sadhu, women are best. And then out of all the Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Vedvyasa is saying Shudra is the best. Now, what is this? How is this conclusion come now? Please understand, there is something called as sadhya, there is something called as sadhana. Sadhya means the goal, ultimate goal, and sadhya is Krishna. Sadhana means the process of devotional service. Patana, patana, yajana, yajana, all the process. So when it comes to sadhana, man's body is very good because man is given all these different rituals, right? Or you perform this big yantra, tantra, mantra, all these different things you do, big rituals you do. And men, they get satisfied only when they do all these complicated things. They feel satisfied, they have done devotional service only when they do all these tantra, mantra, yantra, rituals, everything, then they feel satisfied. For women, Krishna is very simple. Krishna has told you don't have to read all these Vedas, all these things are not required. All that you do is just cook for me. Because, and see, such an important thing Krishna has given to all women. Just cook for me and feed me, I'll be more happy. And that is your sadhana. Just by feeding me nicely, I will give everything that I give to all these men by doing tantra, mantra, whatever they get. So simplified thing. Women are in a very best position actually to do devotional service compared to men. So simple way to please Krishna. Because Krishna knows if I give this department of cooking to men, they'll all be busy with the yantra tantra and I'll, be hungry all the time. So better I give this to women because they will take care of me very nicely. They will pamper me nicely, they will nicely feed me nicely. Everything is so nice. So all these things he has given to women. And just do this, take care of your children nicely. That itself is the sadhana. So please understand that women are not restricted from reading Vedas, restricted from this yantra, tantra, mantra. They are actually relieved of all these rituals and other things so that you can just focus on Krishna. So it is not a restriction. It is, you have been relieved of all these unnecessary things. So you should feel very grateful. So that is why when she is taking this humble position, please understand it is coming from that understanding that sadhya is the goal. Now, whether you do complicated things or whatever, ultimate goal is what? You need to go to Krishna. So if that is coming to you in a simplified way, women should be happy. So that is how she's saying here, Amalatmanam Paramahamsanam. Paramahamsas. Paramahamsa means, now there are so many things. Please, you have to excuse me today. Bhagavatam classes will get a little extended. So bear with me because these are very important things and cannot really cut short. So we'll have to extend a little bit. Something so important we cannot miss. So kindly bear with me. So now, Paramahamsanam, Ramanujacharya, he was so elevated. I mean, not an ordinary person. He is Ananta Shisha himself, Lakshmana's form, Ramanujacharya. He used to talk to Lord Ranganatha directly. And Ramanujacharya, he used to tell Lord Ranganatha, you are called Hamsa. You are called Hamsa for 3 reasons. Ramanujacharya is saying, what are the 3 reasons? He's saying that you are called Paramhamsa or Hamsa because what is Hamsa? Sangasya Hantaha. Sangasya Hantaha, number 1, means what? You cut off all the wrong understanding. So Krishna consciousness, this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, what it will do to you is, it will cut off all the wrong understanding, the misconceptions, the wrong perceptions, everything will be cut off. And it's already happening in our life. So, Sangasya Hantaha. Second is, Hasati iti Hamsaha. Hasati iti Hamsa means one who has a very beautiful smile. That Mandi Hasa, Lord Krishna and Lord Rama, they have this beautiful smile. Even if you go to our temple in Rajajinagar, you look at Srinivasa Govinda there, he has that Mandahasya. Everybody is so attracted to the smile of Srinivasa Govinda at Hare Krishna Hill. And if you carefully notice, even in our Vaikuntha Hill, if you go look at the Lord Rajaji Raja Govinda, you will see that that Mandahasa, very beautiful smile he has. You get attracted to that smile. So Hasati iti Hamsa. That's why you are called Hamsa. Very beautiful smile he has. And then Manoharam Gacchati iti Hamsaha. The third reason is, one whose walk is very beautiful. Now, the Lord, when he walks, his walking is so attractive that different people get attracted and differently they perceive it. When Lord Rama entered the arena during the Swayamvara of Sita, okay, they had to break the bow. All of you remember that instance where Lord Rama, he goes and he wants to pick up the bow and break it. So when he was walking towards the bow, all these people who were around in that stadium, they saw Rama walking, and each one of them they perceived differently. For some, during the Sita Kalyana, when Rama was walking, they saw him like a bull, very powerful bull walking towards the bow. He appeared that way. And for some, he walked like elephant. His walk was like elephant, very majestic and very powerful. So that way, for some people, he was like his walk was like tiger's walk. That swiftness and that grave, this thing look. That is how it was. And for some, it was like lion. Walking like a lion, like the king, very very powerful, aristocratic that way. And for some people, Lord Rama, when he was walking, it appeared as if like a snake, very swift and very quick. So everybody perceived different way. So Manoharam Gacchati iti Hamsa. So he is called Hamsa because Sangasya Hanta cuts off all the misunderstanding. His smile is very beautiful and his walk is also very beautiful. And swans have these three qualities of the Lord. You look at the swans, the white swans. So what they do is they take out. Swans have this unique ability. If you give milk mixed with water, they will take only the milk and separate the water. They completely uh, they separate this. They have the ability, and then they are also very beautiful. They are very mild. They are very beautiful, and they are very swift. On the top as if nothing is happening, but below the water they are pedaling so fast. They're very quick. Their movement is very amazing. So that's why Paramahamsas, great people are all considered or they are referred to as Paramahamsas. So here she is referring to Devaki and Vasudev. Paramahamsas, they are all not ordinary people. They have done so much of tapasya in their previous life. To get Krishna as the child, their son, they have done so much of tapasya. Right? So that's why they are Paramahamsas. So we should understand that when she's taking this humble position, that how can we understand? She has already understood. That's why she's calling you are Parama Hamsa, you are Param, you are Purusha. So Devaki has very high philosophical understanding. If please understand, all of you, if women are less intelligent, Devaki is a woman. If Devaki is a less intelligent woman, why are we even studying the prayers of Devaki here? So it is not that we are saying or anybody says that, or the Shastras, the Vedas, the Sanatan Dharma is trying to put down women. No. In fact, this is the only Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is the only Dharma where women are glorified so much. Even we have Devatas, we have Devis, where they are worshipped actually. So we have a highest culture. So there is no such question. It's only the misunderstanding which is being taken advantage by some people from the Western world so that they can disrupt our society, basically. Okay, so you are all relieved from all the unnecessary things, rituals, and that way you can now focus only on Krishna by just feeding them nice, feeding Krishna nice prasad. Okay, very nice. So the next prayer is very beautiful. Let's see who is there. Vinodji, can you unmute yourself? Let's chant the next words. Let me add um, Vinodji. Yes, Vinodji, you can unmute yourself. Let me
Yes.
display the prayers. Okay. Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanachaya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances under the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavana, and the
Yeah,
enlivener of cows and the senses. Hare Krishna.
amazing. So this is like a very beautiful, you know, like a song it is, it's like a singing. She's saying Krishna Vasudeva Devaki Nandanaya cha, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo. It's like a Nama Sankirtana. So it's all names here if you carefully notice. So it is all names she is taking very beautifully. So she's paying respectful respects to the Lord, the Vasudeva, Devaki, the Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya, and all the Gopas and the Gopis, the cows, everybody. She's paying respects to all the relatives here. They're all relatives, by the way. And generally, giving respect to relatives is very complicated. In our lives, we have seen we don't generally give high respects to our relatives because already there are a lot of complications. Some sort of problems are there, and we don't really give a lot of respect to our relatives. But here, look at Kunti Maharani's consciousness. She is actually saying that, oh, you know, you can. She's giving respects to all of them. So very beautiful. And she's saying that Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya Namo Nama. She's remembering the gopis, the cows, and the senses. Very beautiful. I just want to share a quick story. There was this Chandramati Gopi here in Vrindavan. Okay. This Chandramati Gopi, she would play with Krishna when he was small. Okay. And she used to play, and Krishna always tried to break the pots that she used to carry. And she used to dodge. She used to dodge and try to escape from Krishna's attacks. Okay. So, and somehow Krishna would always break the pots of this Chandramati Gopi. So she got frustrated one day. So she thought, okay, let me do something different. So she took two metal pots and she painted it in a way that it looks like mud pot. So she took these two metal pots and then she filled the water and she took them to the banks of Yamuna. And she kept one pot on one side of the bank of Yamuna, the river side, and a little distance away, she started doing her own work. Now, when Krishna came, he came there, he saw the pot, the metal pot, and he kicked one of the pot straight into the river. Chandramati Gopi was so, quick. She said, "Oh, Krishna, how can you do this?" She runs to catch Krishna, and Krishna comes to this side, and where the other pot was there, he kicks that pot also. And then that also goes into the Yamuna river and falls. And she's like, "Oh, Krishna, how could you do this and that?" And she was talking to, she was angry at Krishna. How did you break it? Every time you break my pots. And then Krishna says, "Look at that." So she faces at Yamuna, and these two pots which were there on Yamuna, they become two effulgent personalities and they go to Vaikuntha. So please understand, in Vrindavana, the pots are also not non-living; they are living. They are animate beings there. So Krishna was telling, every time I broke a pot, I was liberating all the pots. So they were all going to Vaikuntha. So Krishna, when he does something, it is very different. It is completely beyond our perceptions. So that's why when Krishna does all these kind of things, it gives pleasure. It reduces our burden. So when you listen to the pastimes of Krishna again and again and again, all that burden, that tension, that anxiety that we carry in our heart reduces automatically. So Kunti basically is telling that you are very lovable person, O Krishna. Don't leave us now. You're such a nice person. Why you have to leave us and go far away to Dwarka? You be with us, so that all the burden and anxiety never comes to us. So that is the prayer. Okay. So let us see. Gita Mataji, you're there? Okay. So let us,
Yes,
you can unmute
Prabhuji.
yourself and let's
Yes,
chant the next words. Okay. Let's chant the beautiful next words. Yeah.
yes.
Wonderful.
Krishna. Okay.
Let us do that. Let me display that. So this is the next verse, 22nd verse. Nama Pankajanabhaya,
नमः पङ्कजनाभाय
Nama Pankajamaline,
नमः पङ्कजमालिने
Nama Pankajanetraya,
नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय
Namaste Pankajangrehe.
नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रहे.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Okay. My respectful obeisance are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Wonderful. So you look at this. She is now talking, and in fact, you can also memorize this verse, very beautiful verse, the previous verse and this verse, very easy to remember also. So she's saying Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. So she's beginning with Nabhi. That is the beginning of our life. If there is no Nabhi, we will not grow only in our mother's body. So she's saying Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. It is like a lotus. Krishna's feet is like lotus here. Very beautiful. Huh? Her prayers are. Let us see that how she is basically telling that not she's beginning with the navel and not the feet. So why she is beginning with the navel? It's also an indication that she's trying to develop that connection, that family connection with Krishna. See, we are connected in a family way. We have some connection through Nabhi. Okay, so that's why she's telling Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, and every aspect of Krishna is actually connected to lotus here. Okay, lotus is a very beautiful flower, and your Nabhi is like Pankaja, that from that very name, same Nabhi, that lotus comes and the whole universe is created. We know that. Ananta Padmanabhavi, right? We have heard about this. And Nama Pankaja Maline, you're wearing a very beautiful garland of lotus. Now it is not just lotus, he's also wearing the garland of devotees who are like lotus like. Who are lotus like. Many devotees, all great devotees like Kunti Maharani, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. They're all very great personalities. So Krishna, what he does is he wears the garland of these devotees always around him. He likes them so much that he wears the Nama Pankaja Maline. He wears the garland of his great devotees all the time. He carries his devotees always around his neck. That is also a meaning of this. And Nama Pankaja Netraya, his beautiful glance. Now, recently, you have seen this Maha Avatara Narsimha, that movie, right? In that, when Krishna, I mean, the Hiranyakashipu grows big, 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 very big, like a universe. He crosses like a big universe. And then Krishna, Vishnu becomes even more bigger than them. Krishna had sent me this picture where that glance of Krishna in that animated movie, on Hiranyakashipu, such a beautiful glance. Huh? So Namaj Pankaja Netraya, that glance is so beautiful with that mercy, that compassion, even on a Rakshasa like Hiranyakashipu. So that kind of a Netra is very beautiful. And gopis, just by looking at the glance, they used to just fall flat for Krishna. So beautiful his glance was. Huh? So then she's coming to Nama Pankajangrehe, lotus feet. The feet of Krishna is so beautiful, just like lotus, so soft. When it touched the stone like Ahalya, she became live. We all remember that when Rama touched the feet to Ahalya, who had become stone, immediately she turned back into a live person, right? So that is how, when we also go and touch the lotus feet of Krishna, which is generally not possible in temples, but if you go to Pandharpur, you can go to Pandharpur and catch hold of Vittala's lotus feet there and pray. Oh my Lord, that's the only temple where you can actually go and touch the Lord. His lotus feet. So if you go to Pandharpur next time, don't miss on to touch the lotus feet of Lord Vittala there. Okay, because that might actually give you liberation. So very beautiful. So why I'm trying this? See, Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. He's very, very beautiful, lovable person. I just want to give one more very nice story here. There was this Muni. His name was Divakar Muni, and he used to worship Shaligrama Shila. every day with Ganga water, offering tulsi, uh, all of these things continuously, every day. Divakar Muni was so amazing devotee. And one day, while he was doing his regular worship, he saw a beautiful boy, a 8-year-old boy, and he said, "Hey, why don't you help me?" And that boy was also helping nicely. And he got so attracted. Divakar Muni got so attracted to this boy, and he asked, "Why don't you stay with me? Be with me only." Boy said, "Okay, I can stay with you, but I have a condition." Muni said, "Oh, he already fell in love with this boy at very first sight." So he said, "No problem. You tell me what's the condition." So he said, "If you get angry at me, then I'm not going to stay with you. I am going to go away from this place." Now, Divakar Muni thought, "Oh, I'm a great Muni, and you are such a young boy, so lovable boy, and you're helping me already. Why will I get angry? I am not going to be angry. Just be here." Okay, very nice. And then, moment this happened, Divakar Muni agreed. This boy turned to be very notorious. He started, throwing things here and there and a lot of other things. And then suddenly, this boy, he took the Shaligrama Shila of Divakar Muni the next morning and he ate it off, put it in his mouth. Now, Divakar Muni got angry. He said, "How dare you? You took my Shaligrama and took it in the mouth." And then he became so angry. The boy said, "You take your Shaligrama. I don't want to be here at all." He said, "If at all you want to meet me anytime next, then you have to meet me in the Anantan forest." So this boy got angry and he left. Now Divakar Muni was all shocked. What is this? Who is this boy? Then he realized, oh, the very Shaligrama Shila I was worshipping, the same Krishna is here. That boy came as Krishna. And the Krishna came as that boy, and then I could not recognize. He felt so bad. His heart was totally broken. Divakar Muni was thinking, oh, so unfortunate I am. Then he remembered, oh, he said that if I have to meet him, then I can meet him and I can find him in Anantan forest. So he doesn't know what is Anantan forest, where is this Anantan forest, but he started walking. Started looking out for this Anantan forest. He searched for days and months, going from forest to forest, forest to forest. Who knows what is Anantan forest? Nobody is able to give him. And then one day, after many, many months, when he was walking in the forest, suddenly he heard a husband and wife arguing and fighting. Now you can imagine, this husband and wife arguments can happen even in the middle of forest. So the both were arguing. And oh, you did this, you did that, and then both were fighting. And then suddenly the husband says, "If you don't listen to me, I will send you to the Anandan forest." And Divakar Muni was like, so excited. He ran to this couple and he said, "Forget about all your fighting and everything. First tell me, where is this Anantan forest?" Then this person said, "The Anantan forest is there, you go." So that fight actually helped and Divakar Muni. He goes there to Anantan forest, looks at this boy and falls flat. "Oh my Lord, please forgive me. Huh? I have done so wrong to you. Please, please, please forgive me." And this boy, he walks behind, starts running again. And Divakar Muni is already old and weak. And he's trying to catch up with this boy to catch him. And suddenly this boy, Lord, he enters a huge tree. There is a tree. He gets into the tree, very big tree. And then when the Lord enters this tree, Divakar Muni is looking at this huge tree. Suddenly this tree falls down. When this tree falls down, this tree transforms into a beautiful form of the Lord. Huge. Like, lying down. The Lord is lying down. Such a huge form. And this entire form, the whole tree took a form of Ananta Padmanabha. This tree is actually the form of Ananta Padmanabha. And the Muni was thinking, my God, such a huge form. His head was in Tiruvallam, his torso, the middle portion was in Trivandrum, and the feet was in Tirupadapuram. There is another place. So it was so huge, almost 8 miles long. The head was in one place, a torso was another place, the feet was another place. And Divakar Muni took darshan of this form from head to toe. He walked so much just to have darshan of this full form of Anant Padmanabha. And you can imagine what a problem it is. So in the stomach of this Anant Padmanabha form, there was a lotus. And there was one petal which was made up of gold from the Veru mountain. this very beautiful lotus was there. And later that Dvārakā Muni said, "My Lord, this form is so huge, I cannot worship you." Shaligrama was so small, it was easy to worship. Now, if I have to walk 8 miles every day up and down to from head to toe, it is very difficult. Then Lord said, "Okay, I understand. Tell me how big I should become." So Dvārakā Muni, he took his sannyasa danda, okay? His sannyasa danda and he threw on the ground. He's, he said, "My Lord, you become 3 times my danda." So Dvārakā Muni's danda, sannyasa danda, he fell, and the Lord became 3 times the length of this danda. And that is what we see today in Trivandrum, Ananta Padmanabha temple that we go. So that is the deity. So if you now also if you go, you will see Ananta Padmanabha in 3 portions. You will see head in one altar. I mean, all in the same altar, but you have different portions. Head is in one section, the middle portion, torso in one section, the feet is in one section. So you have to go through, walk a little bit to have the complete darshan. You cannot have complete darshan at one side. You need to move to have darshan. Okay, so that is Ananta Padmanabha. Very, very beautiful. So again, it is coming because we discuss about Nama Pankaja Navaya, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Angrehe, right? So every aspect of Krishna is very, 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 very beautiful. So let's go to the next verse and let me check who is there. Okay, Krishna, you're there. Yes, Krishnananda Prabhu, unmute yourself and let us chant the next verse. Next verse. Let me display that for you. Right. यथा ऋषिकेश खलेन देवकी
यथा ऋषिकेश खलेन देवकी
कंसेन रुद्धाति चिरं शुचार्पिता
कंसेन रुद्धाचितरा चिरं च्युतार्पिता
विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो
विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो
त्वयैव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गणात्.
त्वयैव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गणात्.
Okay, please, wonderful. Read the translation.
Translation. O Rishikesha, the master of the senses, the lord of lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious king Kamsa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So you can look at this. She is praying to Rishikesha here, the Lord of all the senses. He's always been very protective of all these devotees. Not so easy. If you look at Kunti Maharani's life, her life is filled with problems. All throughout her life, you can imagine Kunti Maharani was about 7-8 years old. Her actual name is Pritha because she was born in the Vrishni dynasty. But at a very young age, Kunti Bhoj was a friend of the king in the Vrishni dynasty, and he had no children. So when Kunti Bhoja asked, "Can I get, can I have Kunti? Pritha as my daughter?" So yes, she was adopted, and she goes to Kunti Bhoja's palace, and from then Pritha became Kunti. She was called by another name called Kunti. Now look at this Kunti Maharani, a small 7-8-year-old girl, and in that situation, when Durvasa Muni comes to Kunti Bhoja, he is doing his Chaturmasya, and he stays there in Kunti Bhoja's palace, doing his Chaturmasya Vrata for 4 months, and then Kunti, small girl, was given as an assistant to Durvasa Muni, who is such an angry person. A little mistake here and there, and you can get curse. But Kunti Maharani, at that young, tender age, she served Durvasa Muni for 4 months during Chaturmasya, giving him everything that he needed: flowers, water, leaves, whatever possible, food, everything was given by Kunti Maharani. She served so nicely Durvasa Muni without any mistake. And after 4 months, Durvasa Muni was so happy and he gave her a blessing. I'm so pleased with you, Kunti, that you can, with this mantra, invoke any devata you want and you can beget children. And that mantra was given to Kunti Maharani. And then Kunti was very happy, but then out of her curiosity, oh, this mantra I've got, small children, they get excited. I've got something. So she wanted to experiment and test whether this really works or not. And then she thought, okay, whom should I call and invite? She thought of Surya. And then she chants this mantra given by Durvasa. And then when she chants, Surya Devata actually comes. And she prays to Surya Devata. Surya Devata, because you have called me now, I have to give you a boon. Take this child. And Kunti Maharani is like, oh my God, how is this possible? I'm such a young person. What a problem it is. Just imagine a small girl, and now she has to carry a child. What a difficult situation for her. She cannot go in public. What face will she have to show to her father? Lot of complications, right? Big problem it is now. And Surya Devata says, no, 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 there is no compromise. I have come, I have to give you something. And then she bears Karna in her womb for 9 months, Amao. Such a difficult task. And then finally, when the child is born, she cannot take the child to the palace. At a young age, she is a mother, and now she has to leave of these uh, young newborn baby. She puts her in a basket and then leaves the child in the river, and Karna is gone. Such a beautiful son, huh? Born with the Karna Kundala, the Kavacha. Which mother will not like to have such a son, such a beautiful, strong person? And then Kunti had to give up Karna. You can imagine how a mother's heart, must be shattered by this kind of a situation. At a very young age, by the way, the very first child born, and she has to be away from the child. Very big problem. And then later on, she abandoned Karna, and then she got later on married to Pandu, because she was blessed by Surya Devata. Although you will give birth to Karna, I know this is, but still, you will maintain your Kanyatva. You will still remain a Kanya. And she gets married to Pandu Raja, and Pandu, everything is going on well. He's busy with his expeditions, but when he comes back, he gets Madri. Now imagine which woman will like another, a co-wife. Definitely not. Madri is come now, and big problem. People have this problem with the southern. We already have this issue. So Kunti was another problem. Then they go out, and then Pandu dies because of the curse. Hmm? And luckily, she has these 5 children by now. Madri says, I cannot be here. Let me go with Pandu. And she also self immolates and then practices the follow of Sati and goes along with Pandu. And Kunti, all alone now with 5 children in the forest, raises them. And then she was advised by Vedvyasa to go to Hastināpura. She comes to Hastināpura, and there this Duryodhana and Shakuni party, they starts doubting, okay, Kunti we know, but these 5 children, what is the guarantee that these 5 children are the sons and children of Pandu? They started doubting her character. Just look at the problem. Huh? So many problems. Raising 5 children, coming there to Hastinapura, and character has been questioned. Then Vedivasa says, no, no, she's all fine. They are the children of Pandu. All those things that happen. And then in so much of hostility in Hastinapura, this Duryodhana constantly were troubling the Pandus, the Pandavas, giving poison to Bhima, so many other notorious things they used to do. A lot of hostility. They were sent to this Lakshagraha. Hmm? Lakshagraha, they were almost burnt. Somehow Bhima escaped, and they had to go to Ekchakradham. So much problem there. Again, forest. They won Draupadi, and okay, Draupadi was won by Arjuna, but then again, they have all 5 of them had to marry Draupadi. Such a big problem. For a mother-in-law, so many things she has to manage. Draupadi, not so easy. And then daughter-in-law comes to Hastinapura. She gets insulted in that Asat Sabha. That is another problem. And then all the 5 Pandavas, they lost in that gambling match. They were sent to Agnatavas. And she was not allowed to go along with them. She had to be in Hastinapura, separated from her 5 children for 13 years. Can you imagine for a mother how problem it is, such a problem it is? And then in the Kurukṣetra war, she loses all the Upapandavas, the grandchildren. The sons of Pandavas, all 5 sons, were killed by Ashwatthama. So Kunti Maharani's life is filled with problems. All her life she has gone through pain after pain. So much of pain. We cannot even imagine. We would have left Krishna, forget Krishna. If one problem, any such problem comes, we will not even dare to, what God, forget God. He is nowhere there. But Kunti Maharani is here praying, my Lord, please, don't go, don't leave. You're such a lovable person. Hmm? Only people like Kunti can pray like this. So Kunti actually saw Krishna as a savior, a big savior in her life. So this is how we need to be very careful about what we have in mind when it comes to understanding Krishna. Very, very powerful Krishna is. Very, very powerful. And Kunti Maharani's prayers are so wonderful here. So whenever there is danger, we should always pray to the Lord. And that's exactly what Krishna, Kunti Maharani is doing here. Okay, so let's chant another last 2 verses and finish another 2 verses for today. We have, yes, Hina Mataji, you can. Okay, I cannot add Hina Mataji right now. But Dave, can you unmute yourself? Let's chant the next verse. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Yeah, this is the next verse. Yes, Dave, can you hear? Okay. Divik, can you unmute?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darshanad
Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darshanad
Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krichrata
Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krucharat
Mride Mride Neka Maharatashrato
Mruden Nekam Maharata Srato
Drauni Asatras Chasmahare Birakshitaha.
Drauni Slata Chasma Hare Biraksitaha.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
My dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Aswadama. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you so much. Very clear. I mean, I just explained all these things to all of you that how she was constantly in trouble and she's actually remembering all these past things, that how Krishna was always there protecting her in every situation, right? So that is the mood of Kunti Maharani here. And let us chant the last verse for today. So, Geeta Mataji, you can please unmute yourself. Let's chant the last verse for today. Okay. So, let me
Okay.
quickly display the verse. विपदस्सन्तु ता शश्वत्
विपदस्सन्तु तासस्वात्
तत्र तत्र जगद्गुरो
तत्र तत्रा जगद्गुरो
भवतो दर्शनं यत् स्यात्
भवतो दर्शनं यत् स्याद्
पुनर्भवदर्शनम्.
अपुनर्भवदर्शनम्.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths.
Yeah, such a beautiful prayer this is. Just look at this. She is telling that, okay, these calamities have happened, but let more calamities happen. Why? Because I can see you again and again. Because if I see you again and again, then there is no birth again and again. Just see, look at this. She's saying, if you have darshan of Krishna again and again, there is no birth in that. So she's saying, let there be more problems because every time there is a problem, you are there before us and we see you. And when we see you, we will become free from all the birth and death cycle. So this is the mood of Kunti Maharani. So beautiful. We ordinary people cannot even come to this close, okay? We definitely cannot come close to this. We just go to the temple so that we pray Oh my Lord, somehow you take us away from all our problems. We go and pray all the time. Any problems, before examination, before marriage, before anything that we do, we go to the Lord just to take us away from the problems. But here she's saying, asking for more problems. Don't even try to pray like Kunti Maharani here, okay? If we try, then we will miserably fail because this is beyond our capacity. We cannot go and ask for problems. Already, life is filled with the problems, right? So, Krishna liberates us from the cycle of birth and death, from all the stories, from all these stress, basically. I want to share a little story before we end the session today. Okay? There was a gopi in Vrindavan, and she had a cow, a very nice cow she had, but it was old. And because it was old, it was only giving dung and urine, only gomaya and gomutra. No milk because it was already very old. Now, generally, cow gives milk, then from milk we get curd, and then later on butter, then from butter we get ghee, right? All these different things can be produced from cow. But now she's giving only cow dung and cow urine. Now she goes to Gargacharya and says that, see, my lord, my cow has become very old and it's the only cow that I have. So it's a problem. I'm not able to fulfill my other needs. So can you help something? Can you please do something to my cow? Gargacharya now says, okay, see, they are Acharya. They will only give spiritual solutions when they see some materialistic problems like this. So he says that you please go take your cow to Krishna. Let he will solve all the problem. She said, oh no, not at all. That Krishna, he already my cow is so old and he will tease my cow even more. So I don't want my cow to be in problem. Gargacharya says, see, this is the solution. If you want your cow to give proper milk, you take your cow to Krishna's, that Nanda Bhavan. Nanda Bhavan, let Krishna have darshan of this cow and let this cow also have darshan of Krishna. Now there is no other option. So she says, okay, let me take this cow. Let me take my cow to Krishna's palace and let Krishna look at this. Finally takes to Krishna's house and calls out Krishna, hey Krishna, come here. Please come, look at my cow. And Krishna comes and he has that Namapankaja Netraya, beautiful eyes, right? He glances at the cow. And the cow also is so mesmerized, seeing the beauty of Krishna, so wonderful boy, right? So, the cow is so attracted to Krishna. The next morning, when this lady, she goes to the cow, she sees that milk is dripping from the udders of the cow. She was like, oh, how come? So wonderful it is. And she starts milking the cow and she gets 100 liters of milk. She's mesmerized. And next day, she's able to prepare 100 liters of curd because so much of milk is coming. The next day, 100 liters of butter. And finally, after that day, she gets 100 liters of ghee. The cow is giving so much of milk. She could produce everything. Now, what is happening is she started taking this cow again to Krishna more and more often. And as she's taking this cow, the cow is having darshan of Krishna. The cow, instead of growing old, now the cow is having a reverse effect. It is growing younger now. Huh? So, please understand, when we go to take darshan of the Lord, you may be thinking that, oh, I am having darshan of the Lord, but the Lord is also having darshan of you. And when Lord has darshan of you, that means automatically all your problems will be solved. Everything will come to you. You will grow more anger. Not in terms of your body. Of course, even bodily, there is so much effulgence that you can see in devotees. The devotees are so happy and they radiate happiness. They look so younger than other old men. A lot of old devotees are there in ISKCON. I've seen. They look so beautiful. Even in their old age, they look so fresh. Because of that spiritual strength, that spiritual potency. So Lord is having darshan every day. That's why they become so wonderful. So if you want to grow in spiritual life, regularly have darshan of the Lord and everything will be provided to you. Krishna will bless you with everything. So our body may still grow older, but our mindset will grow younger and younger and younger. Okay, because it will become free from all anxieties, just like children, they don't have any anxiety and any fear. So I know I have taken a lot of time today, but I think Srimad Bhagavatam classes will get extended a little bit because there is so much to explain, and we have still not covered Kunti Maharani's prayers today. We will continue from where we have left. We have covered only a certain section of Kunti Maharani's prayers. So we will continue next Sunday again. Any questions, anything that you want to share or ask, any comments? Those who are listening on YouTube, let me check. When people get pain, they ask why we are suffering, why Lord wants to punish us only. Everybody is punished here because of their own karma. Lord doesn't want to punish, the material nature is punishing them. Already the laws are created. So when we do certain things wrong, the material nature, Yamaraja is there to punish us. Lord doesn't get into all these affairs more directly. Only when it is to devotees, yes. Devotees he gets directly involved. Otherwise, his energies are taking care of punishing, giving boons, and all those. Devatas are there. They take care of it. Right? But why? Because it's our karma. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. Very nice. I hope you relish Kunti Maharani's prayers today. We will continue from where we have left again. Yes, Krishnananda,
Kunti
Prabhu?
Maharani, regarding Kunti Maharani, okay,
Yeah,
I think there are another 6 devotees along with Kunti Maharani who are worshipped in Bhagavatam, right?
right.
Subhadra Devi, uh, Draupadi, five. All those, I think Prabhupada has written a separate book of teachings of Kunti
Yes, yes,
covering this.
teachings. Yes, there is a separate book actually. That was one of my initial books, Teachings of Queen Kunti. Before I read Bhagavad Gita, I read the Teachings of Kapila and Teachings of Kunti Maharani. Very beautiful prayers, and all this is again nice reinforcement for my own understanding also. It is just so beautiful. Huh? Learning all these prayers are so beautiful. So we will go in depth again in the next session. Try to understand few more. It might get extended a little bit more because Kunti Maharani's prayers are so important. Okay. So thank you very much for joining. Take care. We'll meet again next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.